Hello and welcome back to some more Distance. I took a bit of a break before I got back into this. Today I'm going to be taking on the Warped Realm by Orlandidi. I believe that's how that's pronounced. This one's going to be pretty tricky. I very rarely have any good luck here. It's an absolutely chaotic mess of a level, and this will probably take me many attempts. It already has, in fact. But my goal remains. I'm going to do my best to beat my top score here. At least by a little bit. So, wish me the best of luck going into this. Okay, so I had to take a different approach for this level. I realized after many attempts of trying to record this that there was just no way that I was going to be able to get everything done with the kind of lag spikes I was dealing with. Apparently Bandicam has a bit of a problem recording this particular level. I mean, my laptop in general has some problems running this level, but I think that having a recording software going at the same time does not really help the case. So, I decided to take a different approach and record myself going through it first. Well, not record it. I just ran through it first, and then I'm going to record the ghost afterwards. So that's what you're seeing right now. This is just a replay to prove that yes, I did complete the challenge. No one can judge me for failing my word. But I still want to show off most of this level, because it is one of the coolest ones I've ever seen. This level is just so sick, and very difficult. It would be a shame to not record it, at least a little bit, right? So yeah, my approach for getting through this was basically to take things more defensively. There are many places on this level where things can go horribly wrong, and there are a lot of gimmicks. For example, that right there. There are a couple of teleporters on the road, and sometimes the teleporters lead to previous segments or new routes, or more teleporters like I experienced back there. Finding the fastest route requires you to find a good teleporter, to find a good path anywhere, even if it doesn't involve the teleporters. There are a lot of options you can choose from, basically. All roads lead to victory, but some are better than others. I don't know all the roads. I'm not sure if I ever will find all the roads. I don't plan to come back to this level anytime soon now that I've been able to complete my initial challenge here. But I'm sure I'm going to give this another shot eventually. Because it's always nice to try to challenge yourself, especially on a fun level like this. Yeah, this level is kind of a pain in the butt for me though. It takes about 9 to 10 minutes if you are, I'd say, an average competent player. Unlike me, for pulling off this stupid little stunt here. Luckily I was able to recover from that fairly smoothly. It would have been pretty awful if I just detonated myself. Had to go back a bit, but nope, I managed to recover. Anyways, yeah. So about 9 to 10 minutes. It's a long level, but it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool gimmicks and stuff going on. It's quite pretty to look at as well. Can't really say that about a lot of the levels, but yeah, this one is very striking. Probably because of how chaotic it is. Yeah, that's the level in a nutshell, really. Just chaos. Anyways, so moving along here, that was the first segment. This is moving on to the second segment. There are a couple of these different segments of the level, which is why it takes so long. This particular road is very interesting to me. I'm not very sure how it works, but you'll see here in just a minute that the cars are flying by. There's one. It's the same road, but they keep on racing by from the other direction. So it's a single road, but we are taking different paths to get to the same area. It's really confusing to me. I'm not really sure how that was pulled off. One thing I do know for sure, there is most likely a great shortcut around this area, Because if you can drive on the same road going in 2 directions and end up in the same place like that, then chances are very high that there's a place you can go to just skip a lot of steps there. But I'm not sure where to go for that one yet. Probably just includes jumping right off and landing on our road below or something, as is the usual case, but this is an unusual level, so who knows. Alright, coming out of that, we get to the next zone here. This one includes a lot of just pure driving. So, not much of a gimmick, just a looping road. Now, I'm still able to just screw up everything, despite this being probably the easiest part of the entire level. Let's just say the high speeds and guardrails are not my best friends. I don't really know why that one killed me, because I do the same thing here. Like, yeah, right there. I hit the wall again going at high speed, but instead I just kind of tip over, manage to pull myself back onto the road. Then I go flying back off. It was probably for the best I lose my momentum right there, though, because if I were to go driving straight ahead into this mess, I would definitely have died. There's no way you can just get through that at that kind of speed unless you know exactly the way to steer, which I don't, so yeah, no good there. But then, after that point, the rest of the level becomes significantly easier. And there's the portal. Except no, that was not the portal. We're moving on to the next segment. And this one is just really... You've got these awful hallucinations, and it makes this part a lot harder than it needs to be. The road isn't very complicated here, but due to the little glitching effect, it's a lot easier to just steer yourself into a wall than you'd imagine. And speaking of walls, I come out of that at high speed and just crash immediately. Not much I could have done about that, so I just rolled with it. And up I go. It looks like there's another route down there. I've never taken it before. If there is a route, then maybe it's faster, safer, I don't know. But going up seems to be a bit easy, so I just go with it. And if you go into one of these red little marker zones, then you fall into a pit and die. Or maybe you fall into a pit and land on that bottom track that may or may not exist. Who knows? This is my favorite part of the entire level. Using the pop-up blocks as a road that teleports underneath you as you are driving. That's really cool. I love that. It's creative. And then you get the little arching road into the void. If you're not gripping here, then you're gonna go flying way off. And finally, we near the end. You drive into this little altar teleporter place. And you end up in this maddening area. The final stretch of the level is deceptively hard. It's just a twisting road, mostly straights, few turns, but yeah, not too complicated here. Problem is that the twisting does throw your steering off a bit, and if you hit the curbs, there's a good chance you'll bounce off and drive directly into these glowing yellow shards. And if you do that, chances are very high that you will die. And of course, if that happens, you're going to be sent back a bit. And that's a lot of progress lost. But fortunately, I stick to my plan from earlier and just try to take this more defensively. I slow down fairly often whenever I need to make some kind of turn or there's a twist I'm not too sure about. And it pulls off pretty well for me. Okay, after all that twisting nonsense, you get into this last teleporter, and it takes you to the final stretch of the level. And there is the real portal. At long last, the level is completed. Oh yeah, then you get to see some of the action from the other ghost cars. My previous attempts here. I actually was surprised to see how much progress I made ahead of them. Not bad at all. Okay, so that is the Warped Realm completed. Bit of an odd approach to it, but it was necessary. I'm hoping that I won't have to do the whole ghost run and voice recording over that in the future levels. Most of them aren't nearly as chaotic as the Warped Realm is, so I don't think that'll be a problem. On the global leaderboards, I'm sitting at 9th place, which isn't too bad. You can tell a big difference already between the 4th and the 5th position. Yeah, you either do this the normal way and get it in about 9 minutes, or you do it the kind of glitchy way, which you basically just fly through a wall and go straight to the exit from the very beginning. Haven't been able to pull that off myself yet, obviously, but I'm pretty satisfied with my performance there.